Welcome to the Proseed Halftime Report. If you need seed, think Proseed. Join us today, Paul Wyam. He's a district sales manager. Paul, great to have you back here on the Proseed Halftime Report. Things have been wet. How the crop looking?
We had some, adverse weather conditions come through. Nothing we can control. It's just part of being in agriculture. One thing that we focus on right now is the things that we can control. We take a look at what's going on with the crops, assess situations. We learn from what these different varieties can do. So soybeans, we're looking for lodging scores, looking to see if there's any pod shatter. I mean, at the end of the day, we still have to figure out what we're going to do next year. So if we learn about these things in different situations like this, we can move forward with a better plan next year if there's anything that we need to change. Corn, same thing. I mean, the snow didn't really affect the corn. The colder temperatures did in terms of dry down, but it also gives us a chance to see what happens with late season plant health in these corn varieties. So one thing that I've been doing is I've been driving around talking to different farmers. If the farmer happens to have a field nearby, I'll go out and take a look at the field, see if there's anything that can be learned.
This year got another great Right Choice program. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Right Choice program is focused on firearms. If this is something that you're interested in, that's great. If you're not pigeonholed into getting only guns. I understand that there's some people who just don't like firearms, and if you don't want to go that route, you will be giving out a gift card which you can take and you can buy anything and everything that you would want from the store. So if you happen to walk in and you want to buy a firearm, go right ahead. If you want to get a pair of snow pants for the kids, you're free to do so.
Thank you very much, Paul, for being here. We appreciate it. Yeah. Again, you can find out more at Proseed.net. And please stick around. Much more coming up right here on the Proseed Halftime Report.
We welcome you into our Fargo studios, the Proseed Halftime Report. The Bison with a commanding lead over the University of South Dakota, the Yotes. First off, Easton Stick with more than 10 pass attempts if you joined us on the pregame show.
Didn't I say 10 in the first quarter?
You were, I vaguely recall you saying
no, you know what? I was completely wrong about this game plan, but if you're going to be wrong, I'd rather be wrong this way than the offense not producing. So,
35-7, our halftime score.
First time I've been wrong all year.
Oh.
They look good.
Let's take a look at
the highlights here. Yeah, first quarter, Easton Stick opening it up early, hitting Shepard for 53 yards.
This is what we saw last week against Illinois State. The Bison taking a shot early, and Darius just barely gets tripped up, but the Bison in good field position early on here.
They capitalize on their very next play. Easton Stick to Ben Ellefson, a 15-yard touchdown pass here.
The pride of Holly, another passing touchdown for Easton Stick. He's climbing the charts. Spoiler alert, I think he passes Brock Jensen.
Makes it 7-0. NDSU Bison defense continuing to do its job, and the Bison on the drive again. Lance Dunn here with a big run for 75 yards.
75 yards, that's his longest of his career. And Lance, I think, maybe just a little bit more, and he could have gotten into the end zone there. Great angle by the defender there to take Lance down.
Stick finishes this one off himself.
And Stick calling his own number. Great seal block there from Nate Jensen on the outside, and Easton's able to just walk right in.
Makes it 14-0 NDSU. The defense, we said, has been playing well. Jabril Cox steps up here for his 4th interception of the season.
Jabril Cox seems to just be in the spot that he needs to be, and he's able to disguise himself. I don't know how quarterbacks don't see that big guy, but he's able to disguise himself, and he's able to come up with another pick. Looking for his 3rd pick 6 there, though.
34-yard return here sets the Bison up on offense. 3rd and long, though. Stick hits Shepard again.
And Shep almost into the end zone. That's a great throw from Easton Stick to find the tight window.
Leads to another Stick pass, this time to Brock Robbins.
Cavalier represent. That's Brock Robbins' first career touchdown in a Bison uniform, and that pass right there ties Easton Stick with Brock Jensen for the all-time touchdowns thrown.
We're in the second quarter now. Ty Brooks rips off a 35-yard untouched run.
And this is very similar to a play that we showed you in the pregame show of last year, where he had a run up that far sideline and was able to get into the end zone.
Well, the Bison defense without Jalen Allison, without Jalen Wimbush here, and the Coyotes will capitalize.
The Coyotes do a good job. They use option there. We saw North Dakota State run that against Northern Iowa. They use option and get into the end zone.
And the Bison strike one more time. Stick to Ellefson again in the back of the end zone.
Ben Ellefson, it seems like every time he catches the football, it's a touchdown. And this one right here, that's Easton Stick's 73rd career passing touchdown. to become the all-time leader for North Dakota State passing touchdowns. He passes Brock Jensen, who had 72 in his career.
35-7 at half.
Yeah, let's take a look at our halftime stats brought to you by the North Dakota Certified Seed Producers. And this one pretty much all Bison. 35-7 the score. Look at those rushing yards versus those passing yards. The Bison with 319 total yards in the first half. And we knew this South Dakota defense was going to give up some plays, but I don't know that we saw 319 coming. Of course, the big one, the turnovers there that the Bison, again, able to capitalize on a turnover. Penalties not faring so well for the visitors.
What a well-balanced attack from the Bison.
I mean, you can make the same case for South Dakota. They're just not doing so well on the score part of it.
Yeah,
but a well-balanced attack.
I like that. I wasn't.
It's the same thing.
Well played.
Those are your halftime stats
cap,
brought to you by your North Dakota Certified Seed Producers. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll take a look at action around the Missouri Valley Football Conference, including some big ones involving another team from South Dakota and Illinois State. That's next here on the Proseed Halftime Report. Welcome back to the Proseed Halftime Report. Let's take a look at scores around the Missouri Valley Football Conference. A big one that has already gone final. South Dakota State pulls up the win at Normal, Illinois, a 38-28 win over Illinois State. Indiana State on top of Youngstown State, 30-17. We move to Northern Iowa trailing Western Illinois 23-10. That game in Macomb, and Missouri State and Southern Illinois. That's kind of surprising. 21-21 at halftime. Our game 35-7. The Bison lead the University of South Dakota. We'll take a break and send you back out to the Dakota Dome. And second half action, that's all next.